18, the seventh seal revelation. 8, 1-13, and when he had opened the seventh seal, there were silence in heaven about the space of half an hour. The adorable Savior of the world confesses the sins of humanity before his Father and before his angels. This great orphan, humanity, must enter into the hospital of the angels. The divine spouse wants to save his children. The tenebrous ones want to take away his little children, but he gathered his children together under his loving arms, even as a hen gathered her chickens under her wings. The fact of this matter is to extract a cancerous tumor from within the womb of this great orphan. And there was silence in heaven about the space of half an hour. Inevitably, this scientific operation is very painful. There will be some survivors from the great catastrophe, and there will be silence about the space of half an hour. A very short space of time, but enough, so much as to secretly save the just ones. The great apocalyptic events take place at the shores of the immense sea of life. And I saw the 7 angels, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, Michael, Samael, Zachariel, Oraphael, which stood before God, and to them were given 7 trumpets. And another angel came and stood at the altar, having a golden censer, and there was given unto him much incense, that he should offer it with the prayers of all saints upon the golden altar which was before the throne. And the smoke of the incense which came with the prayers of the saints ascended up before God out of the angel's hand. The saints will be cruelly persecuted by the atheists. These saints will have to do much praying. And the angel took the censer, and filled it with the fire of the altar, and cast it into the earth, and there were voices, and thunderings, and lightnings, and an earthquake. Then the Gnostics will be persecuted to death. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Matthew 24 verse 14, the materialistic, atheistic enemies of the Eternal One are filled with false science. These atheists will persecute the Gnostics with great fury. Sexual magic is mortally hated by these atheists. Therefore, this will be their reason to persecute the Gnostics to death. Sex is the door of Eden, and the enemies of the Eternal One do not want the people to enter through this door. The Gnostics will multiply themselves to the millions, but they will be cruelly persecuted and hated. And the 7 angels which had the 7 trumpets prepared themselves to sound. The first angel, Gabriel, sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood, and they were cast upon earth. And the third part of the trees was burnt up, and all green grass was burnt up. The stone of the philosophers is sex. The ancients worshipped the sun under the figure of a black stone, which they named Heliogabalus. Our adorable Savior taught us to build upon the living rock. Therefore, the adorable one said to Peter, Thou art Peter, Petros, and upon this rock, Petra, I will build my church. Matthew 16 verse 18. The philosophical stone is the foundation of science, philosophy, and religion. It may be said therefore that the philosophical stone is square in every sense, like the heavenly Jerusalem of St. John, that one of its sides is inscribed with the name of Adam and the other with that of Eve, and the 2 others those of Azoth and Inri. Eliphaz Levi, the philosophical stone is very sacred. This sacred stone has been profaned by the science of the Antichrist. Unveiled sanctuary, profane sanctuary. The precious stones of the temple are very sacred. All masters are children of these sacred stones. None of the Galen, male physicians, should touch the stones of the temple. Sick women should be attended by female physicians. Nonetheless, the times of the end have arrived, and when the first angel sounded his trumpet, there was hail and fire mingled with blood. Iced waters mingled with fire and blood, or, in other words, science, blood, and passion. The temple of science was profaned by the Antichrist, and the followers of Aesculapius committed fornication, arid adultery with the poor sick women. And all green grass was burnt up, that is to say, every honor was raped. The sacred caduceus of Mercury fell on the floor of the temple and smashed into pieces. The spikes of science have already ripened, and human beings will now harvest with full hands the poisonous fruits of desire. The trumpet of the regent angel of the moon has sounded. And the second angel, Raphael, sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea. This mountain is the head of the whole of humanity, and the third part of the sea became blood. Entire billions of human beings will perish. Before the great cataclysm, the karmic debts of each and every human being will be precisely inspected. Exact mathematical calculations will be performed before the great cataclysm. The number is holy, is infinite, is eternal. Everything is directed by the holy number. Therefore, after the inspection of all debts in the books, and when the mathematical calculations are done, then the great catastrophe will come. And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea, and had life, died, and the third part of the ships were destroyed. Entire billions of human beings will perish. It is understood that the perfect triangle is what is meant by the third part, because the great catastrophe which is approaching has a triple consequence: physical, psychological, and spiritual. The physical, psychological, and spiritual worlds conjointly correspond with each other through the 32 paths of light, which are the sacred steps of the holy ladder. Raphael, the regent angel of Mercury, has sounded his trumpet, and the mathematical calculations are being made within the internal temples of karma. The Bodhisattva of the angel Raphael is incarnated, but disgracefully this bodhisattva is now fallen. Nevertheless, this humble bodhisattva is presently struggling in order to rise up again. And the third angel, Uriel, sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, the star of bitterness, burning as it were a lamp. And it fell upon the third part of the rivers, and upon the fountains of waters, and the name of the star is called wormwood. Bitterness, and the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters, because they were made bitter. The angel of Venus has sounded his trumpet. Every event is of a triple consequence. The star of bitterness is of a triple consequence. The three worlds, physical, psychological, and spiritual, correspond to each other through the 32 paths of light, which are the sacred steps of the holy ladder. Father, mother, and son are a perfect ternary. Every home became full of bitterness. This ternary is fecundity, generation, nature. The waters are families, crowds, countries, and tongues. The waters became wormwood because all homes on the earth became filled with fornication, hatred, adultery, and very great tribulation. And the fourth angel, Michael, sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars, so as the third part of them was darkened, and the day shone not for a third part of it, and the night likewise. All cosmic events have a triple consequence. The law of the triangle governs every cosmic manifestation. The highest zones of the terrestrial atmosphere will be totally altered by atomic explosions. Then, as a logical consequence, these zones will not filtrate and segregate the rays of the sun, moon, and stars. Soon, we will see the sun black as a sackcloth of hair and the moon as blood. Therefore, the stars will become darkened. There will be no light, and a ferruginous reddish color will cover the face of the earth. All of these great cosmic events are always of a triple consequence. The law of the triangle governs the whole of creation. Terrible earthquakes and great seaquakes will occur because of the complete alteration of the superior zones of the terrestrial atmosphere. The ocean will have a mysterious and strange sound. Monstrous and terrible tidal waves will strike the beaches. Many cities will become a mass of ruins because of the movements of the earthquakes. Radioactivity will increase each day, and with it many epidemics and unknown sicknesses will appear, as well as famine, misery, and terrible tribulation. The plantations will be lost, and even the fish of the sea will perish. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. Men's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Luke 21, 23, 24, 26, And I beheld, and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, 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 to the inhabitants of the earth by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the 3 angels which are yet to sound. The prince of this world is that I, that ego, that myself which all of us carry within. This I, with its fatal mind, supposes that the Aquarian age will be a comfortable age without any type of problems and full of great securities, since the prince of this world is a distinguished lord of commodities. Woe to the dwellers of the earth, the age of Aquarius is approaching, and the ray of justice will fall upon Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Aquarius has influence over the terrestrial atmosphere, and Peter the chief of the Apostolic College said, But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat, the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Second Epistle of Peter 3:10, Aquarius signifies the end for this great Babylon. The times of the end have arrived. The second coming of Christ signifies total revolution upon the face of the earth. The ancient earth was destroyed by water. This earth, which is inhabited by the Aryan root race, will be destroyed by the fire of Aquarius. The just ones must not be afraid, they will be secretly saved before the great cataclysm. Lot, the just one, was taken away from Sodom when Sodom and Gomorrah were going to be destroyed by the terrifying fire of the volcanoes of the earth. The just ones will be secretly evacuated from this great Babylon. The just ones will not be punished because of the sinners. This only happened once before, and that time is already in the past.